The community is grieving the loss of a San Jose State Club water polo player. We talk with people who knew him well.
The flu has found its way back to campus. Find out how to protect yourself.
And students are getting the opportunity to be appreciated. We'll show you how. Update News starts now.
From the School of Journalism and Mass Communications at San Jose State University, your source for what's happening with a fresh perspective on today's issues. You're watching Update News.
Welcome to Update News. I'm Katie Oriana.
And I'm Bobby Dupree. Thanks for joining us. The campus community will hold a candlelight vigil tonight to honor a student and water polo player. He was found unconscious in the pool. Update News reporter Adrian Monroe is in the newsroom with details. Adrian?
Bobby, Ryan Harriman was 24 years old, a member of the club water polo team, a rapper, and a popular student.
Doctors took Ryan Harriman off life support and he died Saturday, surrounded by his family at Regional Medical Center. Here at the Aquatic Center last Tuesday, Harriman mysteriously stopped breathing during practice. Lifeguards pulled him out of the water and administered CPR, but he suffered severe brain damage. Harriman attended Homestead High School and played on the water polo team. Former high school teammate and current Homestead High School boys water polo coach Samuel Hearn says he played with Harriman for 3 years and that Harriman was always telling jokes.
He was a really good guy, really fun to have around. He was a strong guy in the pool, and I know that he was trying to get back in shape. He really just gotten back involved in the water polo program, and I'm really sad to see him go.
Former Homestead High School boys water polo coach says Harriman had his best performance during his senior year.
He pretty much bloomed for that year, and he became one of my better water polo players. It was between him, Sam Hearn, and Matt Edwards that ran our whole offense and defense because they were the strongest people on the team.
Russum says Harriman left too early.
Well, I pretty much missed a lot of my players, but just that he pushed himself harder than a lot. I guess it's never good when someone dies well before their time. Most of these guys are like kids to me, and having one of your kids die before you is it's pretty heartfelt.
SJSU is scheduled to hold a candlelight vigil on Friday beginning at 6 p.m. Everyone is invited, and participants will have the chance to talk about Eric Harriman and share memories they had with him. Live from the newsroom, Adrian Monroe, Update News.
A team of our Update News correspondents put their journalistic skills to use for a national conference. The American Society of News Editors and the Associated Press Media Editors met last weekend at Stanford University. Dustin Dorsey and Rebecca LaPena have the coverage.
More than 350 editors and publishers from across the country attended the conference.
Throughout the weekend, they tested new technology, shared ideas with each other, and listened to presentations from some of the industry's best.
And study early adapters. Study the people on the edge of your audience who are not the majority of your audience. You can be 40% millennial. There are publications in this room who have 40% millennial audience.
One of the presentations featured a piece of technology that could revolutionize journalism.
The newest tool for journalism can be seen flying through the air. That tool is a drone. Drones offer a simple, safe, and less expensive alternative to get shots no one else can. Editors sat in to listen to BuzzFeed's Ben Kramer on how drones are taking viewers to places never imagined.
Whether you're doing aerial photography, videography, capturing 360 videos, creating 3D reconstructions of spaces, drones are unparalleled when it comes to being able to document places and spaces.
In an evolving journalism world, conference attendees say it's critical to collaborate and learn from each other.
As journalism students, it was important for us to learn as well. At Stanford University, I'm Dustin Dorsey.
And I'm Rebecca LaPena, reporting for Update News.
A sorority on campus is doing what it can to promote awareness of domestic violence. Sigma Alpha Zeta held a vigil Wednesday night to offer a moment of silence for those who have died in domestic violence. The multicultural sorority also hosted a week-long table and events to promote compassion and assistance to those in need. Students were encouraged to take pictures and wear purple ribbons in support for the cause. Donations will go to the YWCA, a resource for those who have struggled with domestic violence. Sigma Alpha Zeta President Crystal Lemus says that students should not fear asking for help.
You're not alone. This is a topic that actually, or it's an issue that affects a lot of people. It does not have boundaries for, gender, sexual orientation, class, religion, so it can happen to anybody. So don't feel like you're alone and know that you are supported, and there's a lot of resources out there to help you.
If you know or suspect that a family member, friend, or work colleague is experiencing domestic violence, please contact the YWCA Silicon Valley. They are located at 375 South 3rd Street in San Jose. You can also contact the Domestic Violence Crisis Line at 800-572-2782. It was the students' turn to feel the love this week. The Student Union took a day out of the busy school year Wednesday to put on a Student Appreciation Festival. Vanessa Gongora is live on campus with more. Vanessa?
Katie, the Student Union wanted to show the campus they do appreciate all the hard work that students have been putting into their studies and for choosing San Jose State. The lines started to form right when the festival started at 11:30 and did not stop until the event was over at 1:30. This was the 5th annual Student Appreciation Festival, and students seem to enjoy it every year, especially because everything from food to t-shirts is free. Students enjoyed live music and stood around to watch. Some even danced along. Retail representatives promoted their products and raffled off prizes. One popular store present that every woman knows was Pink by Victoria's Secret.
Our main goal right now is to get the campus to have knowledge of what the brand is. So Pink is all about empowering women, and even men love the brand. We had a party last night for San Jose State students, and we had women showing up, men showing up.
The Student Union was giving out free hot dogs, and Nesquik was handing out chocolate milk. One of the food favorites was a buttery popcorn, which had the longest line.
Oh, I think it's awesome. There's a lot of cool events going on here. I got amazing popcorn, best I've ever had in my life. There's Nesquik over there. They got cool music, and I'm just glad they appreciate us.
The Student Union wanted many students to come out and enjoy themselves, and they got exactly that.
Students pay fees into the Student Union, and it's our way to say, these are some of the things we can offer you.
The students left the festival with full stomachs and a chance to win an iWatch. Live on campus, Vanessa Gongora, Update News.
Many students are looking for work, especially those close to graduation. A nonprofit and public service job fair came to SJSU Tuesday. Update News reporter Eugene Liu has the story.
Nonprofit organizations are hiring. More than 30 public-oriented groups gathered together at the Student Union Ballroom Tuesday to seek talent. Internship specialist John Selangsang helped coordinate the event and says applying for jobs online may not be the best idea.
Because I think besides just going online and applying to a position and not really seeing the face behind it, going to a job fair, you can actually see the people who are hiring, right? Usually at a job fair, you have a higher chance of getting interviews than just applying online.
Nonprofit and public service organizations weren't the only ones looking to hire. Several law enforcement agencies were recruiting.
Well, right now we have 2 positions open in our agency. We have a deputy sheriff, which you work in the courts and in patrol, and then we also have correctional deputies that work strictly in the jail.
Psychology senior Diego Hernandez attended a job fair for the first time and says nonprofit organizations can help him with his career advancement.
What I like the most is the fact that these orgs are nonprofit and they're trying to help out disadvantaged, individual. I used to be a disadvantaged individual, so it feels good to know that there's orgs out there for this particular purpose.
Students can further improve their resumes and establish network through an upcoming event by LinkedIn on Wednesday, November 4th at the Student Union Ballroom. The event will allow students to get their profile reviewed, take a professional headshot, and explore career paths. On campus, Eugene Liu, Update News.
Some members of the campus community say they feel underrepresented and unappreciated. The Asian Pacific Islander Faculty and Staff Association held an open forum Tuesday to discuss the findings of surveys and focus groups. Raymond Mbale has the story.
With 1/3 of San Jose State students being Asian Pacific Islander, they feel that they are going under the radar.
A lot of times we are overrepresented, still underserved. And so we wanted to have a forum to both present the data that we've researched and also open the floor to the campus community to share things that maybe we haven't touched.
The data compiled showed that less than 50% of Asian Pacific Islander SJSU students graduate in 6 years. Associated Students President Lulu Amante, who is Filipino Samoan, was in attendance at the forum.
Well, I'm a big advocate for API Americans because I think it's really important that students be vocal, students feel empowered to speak up.
She expressed the struggle of going outside the identity of being an Asian Pacific Islander.
Your parents know I'm not going to go into nursing, I'm going to go into advertising. What is it like to encourage Polynesians to talk about academics and not about football or Polynesian tribal tattoos?
The Asian and Pacific Islander Faculty and Staff Association is developing a success task force dedicated to increasing the support of Asian American studies.
And I think our histories and our culture is super important because if it wasn't for our ancestors and the immigration waves back then, we wouldn't have communities here in the Bay Area.
The organization meets every second Thursday of the month, and they encourage students to join in the meetings.
And we can invite students to come in and have discussions about how we can support them.
The next event for the Asian Pacific Islander Faculty and Staff Association is the Filipino Heritage Day on November 5th. On campus, Raymond Ibali, update.
Fall is back, and so is the flu. Find out what students are doing to prevent the virus. Marguerite Tufuli with the story.
Although it's just the beginning of flu season, the San Jose community has been trying their best to keep the virus away.
I've noticed people getting sick recently, in all of my classes.
Just working out, drinking a lot of water, staying active.
The flu is at its peak throughout the months of November and December. Some students have already been affected.
Someone in my family had the flu, and so then I got the flu, and it was like the worst flu I've ever had. And it was like terrible. I was in bed for like a week. And then when I got here, my roommates were sick.
Here at Walmart in Fremont, Alana Sanders took time out from shopping to get a flu shot, something the Health and Wellness Director urges everyone to do.
You're actually getting 3 dead viruses when you get a flu shot. These viruses only mount an immune response, meaning your body actually puts together the same thing if you were to get some other illness to prevent that from happening again.
The Centers for Disease Control has said this year's flu shot may be a good match for the virus that's going around. Many people are leery of flu shots, thinking they will get sick, but health officials say that's just a myth.
Getting a flu shot is going to reduce your risk from getting it, not actually increase your risk. If you happen to get the flu right after you get a flu shot, it's because the flu was actually the virus is already in your body.
Flu medications like NyQuil and Theraflu are already running low. And if you do decide to get a shot, do it early because it takes 2 weeks before it takes effect. In Fremont, Marguerite Tufuli, Update News.
Coming up, we'll have Eugene Liu here with Arts and Entertainment.
The city is taking measures to protect pedestrians. We have the details.
And good grief, Charlie Brown, it's time for another stroll through the pumpkin patch.
Pumpkins aren't the only way to show your crafty side. Students got artsy on campus. We'll tell you how when Update News returns.
A new kind of stoplight is now keeping pedestrians safe next to Marshall Cottle Park in South San Jose. It is dubbed HAWK, which stands for High Intensity Activated Crosswalk. The light with 3 bulbs remains dark until a person crosses the street. The signal goes through a series of flashing solid yellow and red lights. That way, drivers give walkers plenty of time to cross. This is the newest tool to make San Jose streets safer.
Used the light a few times, and this intersection seems to be pretty efficient. It's within 20 seconds that the light goes off for us to walk. I love it. I prefer it over using the other lights that are coinciding with the actual red light.
Each HAWK light costs $150,000 to build in San Jose. 6 new HAWK lights are coming to El Camino Real in Santa Clara and one in Alum Rock Avenue. Other cities like Fremont are planning on installing new lights as well.
Hip hop and rap are featured in a live show organized by the campus radio station. In featuring the bands, KSJS is showcasing new talent. Michaela Shelton reports.
Students got to dance and party when the San Jose State radio station, KSJS, hosted its annual hip-hop showcase, The Wave. Performers at The Wave included Bay Area rappers such as Westasy, Craig White, and Gift. Armand Mahmoudi is responsible for coordinating the event, which he plans on having bi-monthly.
Our goal here with this event is to put on a show that showcases the talent that we play on our airwaves. We're bringing that to the live performance arena, and yeah, I'm excited about it. Last one was a success. Hopefully this one will be even bigger. So yeah, October 9th, it's going down the way.
Another key player in the planning of the showcase is the current hip-hop manager, Anthony Salveria, who delegated tasks to his hip-hop members.
The biggest thing the Wave is providing is enhancing the San Jose hip-hop community. Bringing a lot of shows. We're showcasing a lot of Bay Area hip-hop performers, a lot from San Jose, just not San Jose, but all over the Bay Area, but showing that San Jose is kind of a force to be reckoned with when it comes to hip-hop.
Many KSJS Urban Department DJs made it their responsibility to make sure the crowd was hyped. In addition to hip-hop department members, supporters came from various other departments of KSJS, such as electronic, sub-rock, alternativo, and jazz. The showcase raised hundreds of dollars for the department, but also got students hyped for the next showcase, which will be in the month of December. In San Jose, Michaela Shelton, Update News.
And now we have Eugene Liu here with Arts and Entertainment. What's going on, Eugene?
Thank you, Bobby. I have a lot in store for you. You'll be very excited to see what I have to say. With Halloween creeping upon us, it's time to go out to the pumpkin patch. Katie Oriana has picked a new spot in San Martin to get her orange on.
Fall is in full swing this month. Vacant lots are now being used for fall-related activities, including the popular pumpkin patches. But a patch in San Martin is creating new traditions. Besides picking for pumpkins, Yusuki Farms has live music, train rides, and a carousel. Guests can try their luck at escaping a corn maze and taking pictures with the world's largest pumpkins. The most popular attraction is Pumpkin Blasters, an opportunity to shoot a pumpkin from a cannon to hit a target.
This is the first time I've ever been to a pumpkin patch. And I like it.
Yusuki Farms is complete with pumpkins from all shapes, colors, and sizes. There are different types, including blue pumpkins, gourds, and tiger stripe munchkin. Families enjoy bringing their little ones here to let them roam around.
I really love the pumpkin patch. It's an annual tradition that my family does every year, and I love bringing my little brothers out and seeing how much fun they have.
However, kids weren't the only ones who enjoyed the time at the patch.
I came to the pumpkin patch to get a pumpkin.
There you go.
Guests are also able to go on hayrides and even be crowned pumpkin royalty. From picking cute little pumpkins to even shooting them from a cannon, this fall season you can try it all. In San Martin, Katie Oriana, Update News.
A new library exhibit is offering a behind-the-handlebar perspective of the history of bikes in San Jose. The exhibit, opened on Tuesday, it brings images and artifacts from history, San Jose's collection, and from private donors. The exhibit features the world's oldest human-powered vehicle, the 8042 LaFabre Velocipede. That historic bike is displayed beneath a 2014 Fixie, just to show how far bikes have progressed. Items on display include biking patches, helmets, hats, and various photography from biking history within Silicon Valley.
One of the unique things about cycling in our area is that in the 1970s and 1980s, there was a lot of innovation that occurred here within, San Jose, and particularly through San Jose State.
The Silicon Valley bike display will remain in special collections on the 5th floor of the library until January 13th. With midterms around the corner, some students are finding ways to de-stress. Making crafts can help. Andrea Sandoval reports.
These students are taking a break from their studies and letting their hands instead of their brains do work. They made papel picado and origami paper cranes and munched on snacks.
This event is to distress because of a lot of workload, then homeworks, assignment, midterms, but also the second hidden motto is we want to decorate our library, our floor, with all of carving stuff, then origami for Halloween.
Dia de los Muertos, November 1st, is set aside to honor past loved ones by making an altar for them. In Japanese culture, once 1,000 paper cranes are made, a wish is granted. The library's wish is for nonviolence and racial tolerance.
We're making these cranes that's meant for a Black Lives Matter event, and I just really enjoy it, yeah.
A drop-in craft day is offered once a month in the MLK library.
This is put on by librarians and staff here at the library specifically for students. It's just an opportunity for students to take a study break, recharge a little, grab a snack.
Craft events are held on the first Wednesday and every third Tuesday of each month on the 4th floor of the MLK library. Friendship bracelets, paper planes are the next events, giving students yet an opportunity to distress right before finals. On campus, Andrea Sandoval, Update News.
And that's all I have for arts and entertainment. See, I told you how a lot of good things happening for
Yeah,
arts and
definitely.
entertainment.
That pumpkin
Back to
patch
you.
looks like a lot of fun, honestly.
Thanks, Eugene. When we come back, we'll have Andrea Sandoval here at Sports.
See what's in the works for the building of a new recreation center.
And Lombardi made its way to San Jose State, but we're not talking about the coach. We have the details coming up.
And later, some athletes are really feeling the weight of the competition. Update News returns in a moment. The campus will shut down the Aquatic Center this summer and demolish the dormitories known as the Bricks to make way for a new project, a student recreation and aquatic center. This new recreation center will have much more room for students, as the current sport club is often packed and there's usually a way for cardio equipment and squat racks. It will feature an expanded weight room, 2 pools, an indoor track, a rock climbing wall. It will offer more opportunity for dance classes and sports like indoor soccer and floor hockey that aren't possible in the current facility.
Two resident buildings are in the current aquatic center at 8th Street. So once that project starts, they're projecting it to be a 2-year build. So we're hoping by fall of 18, spring of 19 at that time frame.
The Spartan Recreation Department will be increasing from a staff of 30 to a staff of 120, offering students more job opportunities. Spartan Recreation also sees this as an opportunity to gain visibility campus.
The 50 tour made a stop at the Spartans' homecoming game last weekend. The mobile exhibit celebrates the history of Super Bowl champions from the Bay Area teams. Adrienne Manzo reports.
For a few precious hours, the Tour of Champions brought 8 Super Bowl trophies to San Jose State's South Campus on Saturday. The exhibit was advertised, but it was an unexpected treat for many of the fans.
I passed by and I was, what's going on? I saw the trophies and I was like, I would love to take a picture with these trophies.
Super Bowl 50 will be held in Santa Clara this year, and it stirred up some Bay Area pride.
I don't want to choose. The reason for that is they got 2 big beastly monster teams, Oakland Raiders and 49ers. And so I don't want to, it's like 2 parents of mine, you know? I don't want to choose one of them.
Regardless of the team fans root for, the Super Bowl tour is a treat for the Bay Area.
It's my understanding that they've never had this many trophies, you know, all together for anything.
No team has more than 6 trophies on its own, but there was something else special about this exhibit.
When I was waiting in line, someone was like, these are the actual ones.
Apparently the ones usually on display are replicas. This exhibit was only a taste of San Jose State's involvement with Super Bowl 50.
That's all part of the excitement leading up to the game, and we thought it would be good for our fans and for the local organizing committee.
San Jose State's South Campus will be used by the National Football Conference champs before the big game in Santa Clara. This isn't the school's first tie to the NFL.
San Jose State definitely has its fingerprints in and on Super Bowl history.
2 SJSU alumni, Bill Walsh and Dick Vermeil, have gone on to coach Super Bowl championship teams, a distinction shared with only 5 other schools in the country. On South Campus, Adrienne Manso, Update News.
Andrea Sandoval is here with sports. What's going on, Andrea?
A 3rd annual Spartan Open Power Lifting Meet gave SJSU lifters a chance to showcase their strength to their peers. More than 100 people packed the sports club to see the lifters in action. Raymond Abali has the story.
Powerlifters squatted, bench pressed, and deadlifted. They had 3 attempts for all the lifts, and only the highest score for each type of lift counted for the final total.
We have 49 Iron Spartans, San Jose State students in the meet, or I should say on our roster. There's 22 of those lifting today, and a lot of the other students are helping spot load and working the scorer's table.
The highest total in each weight class wins.
I think I actually undershot the squat a little bit, so I could have probably gone another 10 pounds or something.
The Spartan lifting team has expanded over the past years and is looking for new faces to join the club.
We're growing. We started 4 years ago with 8 students. Now I got 49 on the roster, so it's gradually getting bigger every year.
For athletes into Olympic lifting, they have a club for that too.
Not only do we do powerlifting, but we do Olympic lifting as well, which is the snatch and the clean and jerk. And so we have a team that does that as well. 2 of our athletes just traveled to Ogden, Utah for the University Nationals.
The team competes under the umbrella of the United States Powerlifting Association, and the group is hoping to grow in strength and numbers. On campus, Raymond Abali, Update News.
And that's all I have for sports.
Sounds like that competition was a great time.
Definitely. And that does it for this week's edition of Update News.
From all of us here, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.